Welcome back to part 2. Now, as I left it, I'm going to now, for the third time, just complete the car. There's one thing I missed off actually, and that was, so I'll click on the car. It was the player name that appears above the car and then stays with the car. Now, you could either do this game object, 3D object, 3D text. If you click on the car there, you should also be able to do here. Create 3D object, 3D text. Okay. Just drag that up so it's about there. Okay. It says new text. Just click. I'm going to change that to name. Okay. There is name. I'm just going to change hello world to player. That's what will first appear before you change the name. I'm also going to align it mid-center and center. The other thing, right, now you've got to try and position it above the car. If you click, so you select name, because you've attached it to the car, if you click name, click there, and do reset, it kind of sets it onto the car. And then all you need to do is just lift it up a bit. Okay. And that is pretty much done. But one thing that you do need is that final bit of code, which was this one here, face camera. I don't know if I already mentioned this when you were playing the game, but as you drive, the name of the car, it always points towards the camera. Okay, and there's the little bit of code that does that. So this one is called face camera. Okay, look, small f, big C. So I click create C#, face camera. That means it is always facing the camera. So again, double click, just do Command A and just delete that. Open this one. Okay, Command A and Command C, and then Command V. There is stuff in here actually I don't need anymore. You don't have to do that, but I'll just clear that a bit. If I do File and Save, and then click. Okay, if it doesn't like do anything, just keep clicking it, and eventually will say compiled. If there was any problems, it would appear red. Right, so that's what you need to do. Face camera. Right, don't drag this onto the car. Click name, because it's the words that you want to keep appearing, keep facing towards the camera. So I'm going to drag that and drop it. Okay, and then very important, click on the car and just click apply. That now, okay, now click on the car and delete it. Just press Command and delete. That now should be the car done. So now what I'm going to do is game objects and create empty. Okay, I'm going to click and change that to network manager. Right. This basically, you're not going to see, it's invisible, this thing that you're making, but it does a very important thing. So you're going to, this is basically going to control, I suppose, like the spawn points, or, yeah, that's kind of the thing. A bit like in Minecraft with the spawn point. Now, so you click on it, click Add Component, right, and just start typing network. What you eventually will see is Network Manager HUD, HUD. So you'll also get this one here, Network Manager Scripts. Okay, here and there. The one you want is here where it says spawn. So it says player prefab. What do you want to actually spawn? Okay, well it's the car. So you drag the car from the bottom here, from this window, and drop it onto there. It says play a prefab. Okay. That looks, I think that's nearly it. Okay, just we'll do file, save scene as. Okay, this is the bit that can be worrying. So if it doesn't save, okay, looks like it's, okay, lovely. So I'll just save this as scene 1. Click save. Now I'll just make sure I've got everything right. There's the main camera. Now the main camera should have, right, I'm just double checking, right. I've actually missed off smooth camera follow. Right, I need to, that's the final thing you do. Click on the main camera. This code that we did earlier, smooth camera follow, you now need to drag onto your main camera. I thought I did that. I don't know. Okay. So that's done. The network manager is done. If I click on the prefab of the car, that all looks good. That's unticked. Face camera is okay. We'll see what happens. I wasn't expecting. Okay. The only way is just to test it. So I'm just gonna do save scenes again. Alright, this time, actually, just to test it first, I won't test it as multiplayer. I'll just click game and click play and just make sure everything does. So I'll just do LAN host. Okay. Right. I just want to test to see whether that is actually going to do what I think it's going to do. That didn't work. I'm just looking at the car prefab, and I'm just going to do add component and type in rigid. Okay, rigid body. Click on that. Okay, and I think that's the final thing that I forgot. So I'm now going to just click apply. If I actually go back to rigid body, yeah, you see it's ticked use gravity. So basically it means it's a solid object. So that's the final thing that you add to the car. So now I'm going to, I've clicked apply, so I've added that, clicked apply. I'm going to click on the car, just command and delete. And hopefully that'll work. Okay, right, LAN host, okay. Alright, it's not driving, that's fine. I'll just see why that is. Let's have a look. Okay, I know what the problem is. I don't know if it's good or bad that this has happened. Maybe it's good because the thing that I said to check, this is really okay, this is very important. Set up local player. Okay. That name of the file needs to match this class after it says class. Now, what I'm going to do is, right, set up. Okay, what I'm going to do is actually just close this. Right, it's very important. It's actually going to be easy. Just click on that, click it again, and change the uppercase U for a lowercase u. Okay, and hope that that doesn't just crash the whole thing. But this is really important when you're copying the code. I'm just going to now double click on that to open it up again and click. Now it's building. Now, because I remember right at the start finding there was an error and just kind of ignoring it. That's gone now. Right. Okay, I think we are now good to go. I'm just going to do File, Save Scene. Right, and just hope this works. Right, that looks better. If I do Player 1, click Change, click in the window. Okay, now we're driving. Okay. Okay, right. So I'm then going to untick that and see what this really does work. Do build and run. Right, this is very important. At this window here, you do add open scenes. And we're just building it for PC, Mac, but as you can see, you can build it for all these different devices. But if I do build and run, if you build it for iOS and Android, okay, and I'll just give it a name. I'll call it test one. You wouldn't really be able to just do build for iOS and it will build it. There's certain other things you'd probably, like the controls for the car, you have to do slightly different. But let's see this in real time. So this is what happens. It just kind of builds it, and it actually builds it into something that you can copy onto other Macs. So it's actually making an application. And so that's what it's doing. It's just putting everything together. What should then happen? Okay, and down the bottom. So you'll see it open there. Okay. And just like, okay, build successful. So that's lovely. So you click on it. I'll just close this window down. And this should be, right, I'll just choose a slightly smaller window, tick windowed, click play. Whilst that's just opening up. Oh my, okay. Right, just do games. So obviously you've downloaded one asset from the asset store, but you imagine you can download roads and all sorts of stuff. Ramps, you can make your own ramps, that kind of thing. So here we have Tom just driving around doing his thing, and this could be very exciting. So if I do LAN clients this time, right, oh, it worked. I thought for a minute it didn't work. I'll just be boring and call this player 2. And if I drive in front of Tom, please tell me this has worked. Oh, it has worked. Look at that. Isn't that just beautiful? And there you go. We can crash into Tom and push Tom off the edge. Okay, or Tom can just drive into us. Okay, and that is a multiplayer, bang, a multiplayer car game. It's actually got nice physics with it. What I mean by that is I think you can actually turn the cars over if you go around the corner too fast or if you bump into something. So that's it. You let your imagination. It looked like it was going to flip over, but there you go. Congratulations. And done.